Okay. Let's have a look. Now, question is, how do I talk to people? Let's see if I can figure out where. If I do this, I did that. So look, there we go. All right, that looks good. Sound. I'm assuming everyone can hear me. Let me just organize my screen here. All right. Oh, this is going to be fun. Let's see if I can, straight off the bat, I've got some errors, so we'll share my screen. See if we can't figure these out in real time. All right. What does that mean? Let's do that. I'm assuming everyone can see my screen now. I've already upgraded to 1.1. So I had a couple of features I wanted to add to the site. So I figured I'd jump in a room and do it on a call. So let's have a look. First things first, I've just opened it on this machine for the first time since I upgraded. No, I did this on 1.1 the other day. Don't know why VS is giving me warnings. We'll see. Says it's working. Oh, I'm getting squigglies everywhere. If in doubt, close the editor and open it again. Let's have a look. Oh, interesting. Looks like I've got a downgrade warning. Did I get one of my versions wrong? Let's see, they all look correct. That all looks fine. Oh, what's that one? Extensions configuration. Intriguing. Still seems to run. Hello. Okay, so it still runs. Wow, that's weird. There we go. All right. I want to ignore that, but I just can't bring myself to ignore it. I have to figure out why that's happening. Assuming 402 matches 4.1, why does it think I have a mismatch of the runtime? Let me just double check this thing. That's correct. What do we got? 110. That's correct. Okay. That's correct. That is intriguing. Can I force a restore? Drink some coffee. That should help. Okay. No warnings. Store completed. Running log file. La 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 la. Let me just triple check. If I look at the page source, it'll type echoing out what runtime. All the way to the bottom. So that's right. Well, I guess that's right. 1.1, that looks correct. So I'm using the right runtime version. Visual Studio is giving me a compile time warning for everything. It's saying my system runtime just don't match, and I've got a bunch of different versions, 402 and 400. That is surprising. Ow. Last thing to try. Actually, that's ominous. Maybe this video will just be watching me do an update. Let's close this. Let's run this. One of the problems with having so many machines is that I keep forgetting what state my tools are at on any given machine. In my desktop where I did this work, it was all fine, and I thought I'd updated my laptop, but apparently not. This will take a few minutes just because it's actually doing a Visual Studio update. So because we released VS 2017 RC this last week, which includes the alpha of the CS Proj based .NET Core work, there were some workarounds. Now, I haven't installed 2017 on this machine, but we did do an update for the 2015 tools because it can cause an issue if you put them on side by side. So we had to do a fix for VS 2015 to work around that. So I'm not sure that this should make any difference, but I should at least make sure I'm up to date before I'm doing anything. Is there anything in the CS Proj relative to the runtime, related to the runtime? So there is no CS Proj in this project. This project is still an Xproj. It's still Project JSON. So that shouldn't be the problem. And I was happily doing this. Well, I thought I was doing it yesterday. So we'll soon find out if I can get those warnings to disappear. I mean, you notice that there were no errors in VS, just warnings, and it did compile. And if I go into here, my .NET build from here. Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, haven't done first run since I updated to 1.1, it seems. So it's doing that now. I always get a little nervous when I have two sudo installers running at the same time, but we'll see what happens here. I think these things are hopefully unrelated to each other. See, if I was smart, I would have opened the project before I started broadcasting and made sure that there were no warnings. Expanding. My poor little CPU. Oh, wow. Thank you, AV. That's awesome. Really should just turn that off for certain folders, shouldn't I? There we go. Less than a minute. All right. Let's try that again. Okay, I think it's -- force. Is it? Nope. It's there's some no incremental. Of course, why didn't I just think of that? So no warnings from the command line, so that's good. Compilation time can be improved? What is this? I want my compilation time to be improved. Oh, well, that wasn't much fun. Maybe that just always puts that there if you put no compilation. No, whatever it was called, no incremental. That was a troll of a help message, that one, wasn't it? Okay, well, that's still updating. I guess I could show you what it is I want to do. So this week on the community stand-up, we're going to be trialing a different broadcast technology. So I wanted to make it possible to, when we go live up here, to have a different, basically have a blob of HTML here that can instruct people to navigate off with a link to the service that we're going to be using to do the broadcast. So I need to update the logic that shows this message here and the admin screen that lets you set those things as admins for etc. So I need to do that. And the other thing I wanted to do, what was the other thing I wanted to do? There was something else I wanted to do. Oh, yeah, in the admin screen, which I can't show you because the site's not running now. I guess I could show you the real one, couldn't I? In the admin screen, get this up on the right monitor for you. We set the next date for the show. Thank you, Edge. That's exactly what I typed in. Outstanding. Yes, there we go. Logging in. Okay, so in here, we set the next date for the next show. And because we alternate on Tuesdays, it'd be nice just to have some little links here or underneath this text box. It just said, next Tuesday at 10 or next Tuesday at 3:45, because those are the two times that we always use. So it'd be very quick just to come in here and say, hey, set next show to this, and then hit save. So I want to add those two things as well. The other thing I'll need to do, as I just said, is today you can set a standby message, which will flip the homepage into standby mode. A big standby here, and you can put a message here, but I want sort of a live message. So instead of doing an embed URL, I need kind of an alternate mode now where the site is live, but you can have a block of HTML in there. So I need to build those two features in. They shouldn't take long. My tooling is just finishing installation. And we'll see if I've forgotten to code, see how we can, how long it'll take to get these new features added to the site. I think I'll start with the actual feature that we need for the new show, which is the being able to put a block of HTML effectively instead of an embed URL. So we might have a, I don't know, maybe a toggle, maybe a mode here that is, what mode do you want? Okay, so that happened. Do you want like to embed a URL, or do you want to put a block of HTML in? And then you click them in the UI, it'll flip, and then you can either enter your HTML or you can put in your embed URL, and then the UI will update accordingly. All right, so let me open VS again, and we'll watch the MEF universe rebuild itself, because I've done some because I've done a VS update. You can't see the splash screen. It is up on my other monitor right now. I'm waiting for where to go. VS is just trolling me now. Oh, there it is. Not responding. I'll be patient. There we go. Okay. Things are paging in. I'm assuming this will disappear in just a second. I like to see confirmation that the update actually worked. Sometimes you install an update and then another one appears. Oh, there it goes. Good. So let me go back. I'll reopen this. I'll actually be surprised if this fixed it, because I'm not sure what in that update would have fixed that issue I was seeing. Seems to be related to some other type of problem. All right. Wait for IntelliSense to kick in. It's coming. It's still coming. Haven't got colorized types yet, so I know it's still, Roslyn is still doing its background language service loading. Still loading. Waiting. Oh, no. Oh, here we go. Oh, looks like it might have fixed it. Excellent. All right, so let's run the site again so that we can get our flow going here as I make changes. I should redirect once IS Express is booted up. I really do need to get a new laptop. There we go. Okay, very good. And then I should be able to open the admin screen for, let me get off the real site. That would be unfortunate. Okay, so there's the admin screen for my local development instance. There's the home page. If I come back here and I say, setting up, the usual thing we do, delete that date, save that, come back, hit F5, we flip into this mode. So I need a new mode. You see in here, if I delete this and I put in some YouTube URL, oh look, there's a handy one from before, and I hit save and hit refresh, it flips into live mode, this on-air mode, and I need this now to be a block of HTML instead of being assuming it's an embed link. So let's remove that, save that, and then the last mode is kind of this mode where it has no data and it just shows this canned message. All right, so let's go and start adding. I have a view model down here for the. We'll start with we'll start with the home view model, I guess. Yeah, we'll start with the admin view model. So this is the model that the admin screen gets and you can update. And so we have admin message. That is actually standby message. I never got around to renaming that property. Message to show on the homepage during standby. So, and then we have the embed URL. There it is there. So we're going to want another property here. String, which will be a live show HTML. What embed? Yeah, naming's hard. Live show HTML. Put some data in it, so that'll be I think it's data type dot, do we have multi-line text? There we go. And a display. HTML block, HTML show HTML for the live show. Actually, that's like a field name, isn't it? So, oh man, I hate typing English. Yeah, we'll start there. We can make it pretty later. HTML content for the live show. Okay. Now, I could get really tricky here, couldn't I? And then say that this is just how this works now. And then in the case that you want to do an embed URL, I could have the app kind of have a pre-canned embed block, and then just have the view always print this out, and then have the logic of hard coding that to the YouTube embed, which is currently actually in, I believe I stuck that in its own, what did I do? Let's have a look. Home index. How did I do this? It's been a while. So that's next episode. If I, okay, so I have a partial. Okay, yeah, so I have the Hangout embed, which must be in shared. There it is. Okay, so this block here, I could factor that out, but frankly, I can't be bothered. I think this is fine. So we'll do that. Okay, that's fine. We'll start there. All right, so now I need to update the admin screen so I can actually save that. So let's go to my admin controller. All right, so we come down here. Admin view model, so that's what's going to come in from the view. I guess I should update the view first, shouldn't I? Let's do the pixels first so I can see it in my browser, get some feedback going on. All right, so live show embed URL. So nasty UI first. We won't do anything tricky to start with. We'll just make this for the HTML, like so. Copy and paste that. Okay, that was easy. So if I go back to the site now, theory, I hit F5 on this, it'll recompile, and I should see a new field on here. After about 10 seconds. also. Okay, so there's my streaming embed URL from before, and here's my HTML. Now I want that to be a multi-line text box, like a text area, and so I have to remember how to do that. So we have, these are just tag helpers, so I guess I just do this. Oh, look at that, it even went purple. Perfect. Lovely. So if I come back, F5 now, I have a text area. Outstanding. It's not exactly the same size though. So that's interesting that Bootstrap doesn't make that the width I want by default, given that it's in a column. Did I not mark it? I said it was a form control. Let's have a look. So here's my text area. I wish it would just highlight it. Okay. And it's width 100%. That's interesting. Text areas are a tricky little beast, so because they tend to want to have their width set based on the number of columns they want to show. At this point, rather than trying to remember how HTML and CSS works, because I don't do this for a living anymore, I'll do this. Wow, don't go to those ones. Okay, this is closer. That's what I want, but that's version 4. I'm not using version 4, so we'll do this manually. We'll go to forms, see if there's a text area in here. Okay. What do we got? Individual forms, global styling. So it says it's set to 100%. Neither of these text areas, though. See if there's actually, there we go. Looks like it should just work. Now, of course, in Chrome and other WebKit-based browsers, you get this nice little resize handle, which Edge doesn't do. But what I'm more concerned about is the width. I wonder if I was to open that in here. Do we see anything different? Okay. Let's have a look. What do you mean no results? Did I type it wrong? Right. Yeah, it looks fine. Now I think I've got something wrong in my thing. So I've got 9 wide. There's my column. Is there a way to turn this on? There we go. So I do that. Why is that not doing the full width? Again, this is what most developers spend their days doing, right? I was trying to add some value, and now I'm sitting here futzing around with a stupid box. Let's have a look. Width is 100, exactly. Well, that's interesting. Why did that happen? Okay, that is surprising. That's my form group. That looks correct. That looks correct. That's 9. That's the 12. Okay. That's inside there. Let's have a look. That one's the same. So there's not a difference in markup. Okay, and if I compare it to this one, where was the text area on this one? Down here. Oh, it's actually a supported controls. There we go. Oh, these dev tools take a long time to load, don't they? All right. Interesting that they have a different form. Not that I think that's the issue. All right, so there is the parent control. What are they in? Nothing particularly useful there. Interesting, it's not even set up as a... I wonder if it's the horizontal. If I come back here, I have a form group. This is marked as form horizontal. Shame you can't just turn classes off easily, isn't it? Oh, that didn't change it. This one is a form group. Change a thing. I would expect 100% width control. So I must be changing the width of these text boxes. Yeah, okay, so that's me. Max width is 400. This one, height auto, that is... Oh, there we go. Ah, look. Thank you, ASP.NET template. Let me go and find that file. We found the culprit. This. I will... Ah, well, I'm overriding that. I need to actually fix that in my file. So there was an admin section. There it is. Let's duplicate this rule for text areas. Okay, so I don't know how long that took, but that should fix that problem. Or not, because I typed something wrong, because I put a hyphen in it, because I'm stupid. Ending. So that's that fixed. Nice. Now we can get back to, like, doing actual coding. Okay, so now I have an HTML block, and I can type stuff in it. Not particularly liking the fact that that's not a monospace font, so I might change that. Again, yes, I'm getting a little carried away, but I like to make these things look nice from the get-go. So we'll say this is... is it? Yeah, that's definitely not what I want. Okay, so let's come back. We'll say that this is HTML input. And I'll go and create myself a new class. .html input. I'll say font, font family, Gonzalez, and then I'll just do a... Do they have a... There you go, monospace. Oh, and I think that's not good. Crashed the tab in Edge. Yep. Oh well. Came back. So now, lovely. Now it looks like I'm coding in there. Much better. All right. Probably needs to be a bit higher, because HTML is probably going to be a little higher. So let's give it some rows. We'll say rows equals 4. That label's bugging me now. Streaming embed URL, streaming HTML. I will change that. So go back to my model, which was here. Streaming HTML. Now, because I changed the CS file, Visual Studio is going to automatically recompile this for me we do some magic when we host in IS Express from VS, and we detect that you changed the file. We force a rebuild for you in the background. We queue up the request, and then finally, it'll actually send the request through. It took a little long. We are working on making that faster. Okay, so these things are obviously mutually exclusive. The next thing I'll do is I'll add, well, at the end, I'll add some better UI here, so you have to choose one or the other. But at the moment, I've got the two things in the model. I should be able to save them. They should get bound, and everything should be happy. I'm taking that model in. I need to actually save this into from the view model onto the actual model. So let's do that. Live show details dot live show HTML model dot live. Helps if I spell it right. Okay, let's create that property. We'll go and see what it did. Okay, that looks good. Of course, like where it is. All right, so this is the actual thing that gets persisted to whatever set up as the persistence mechanism. It's usually Azure Storage, but locally it just goes to a JSON file. So live show HTML, blah, blah, blah. That will get saved. It gets saved to live show details. I actually have that file down here. So in theory, if I refresh this page, again, goes through the recompile stuff. And I should be able to put some stuff in here and we should be able to see the file change. All right, which is one step away from success. Well, one step closer, I should say. So here's my show details for local storage. So here it is, nothing. It's all null right now, only 3 properties. I'll say HTML in here, save that. Okay, so it's saved successfully. Now it's not showing back, so that's interesting. Now it did refresh in the file, so that's good, but it hasn't shown in the page, and that's because I only updated my controller to do one half, the left hand, not the right hand. So now I have to do the loading logic, which is up somewhere here. And I say on index, blah, 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 update the admin view model from the model, and then do my left hand, right hand monkey code. Now, yes, I could be using a library for this. I could be using AutoMapper or something like that, but I tried to build this site with as few dependencies as possible, simply because using dependencies, open source dependencies on Microsoft is fine. You can do it, but you have to register them. And I just wanted to, when I first built this, I just wanted to make sure I didn't want to go through that trouble. I said, hey, let's do everything manually without using anything third party, other than obviously the YouTube API. And frankly, I don't mind writing 5 lines of code. If I had more complex models, then something like AutoMapper would be a much nicer approach to doing this. Someone's asking, is the HTML input field security kosher? Yeah, so I mean, the problem isn't actually on the input generally. You need to sanitize user content when you render it. And so in this case, I want people to be able to render HTML. In prior versions, or enter HTML, sorry. Prior versions of ASP.NET, we had a feature called request validation, which would actually try and detect things that looked like HTML being posted with the form. That got disavowed a couple of years ago because it turned out trying to keep that thing up to date with all the intricacies of how browsers might interpret rogue characters was just untenable. The correct approach is, you sanitize your input as normally. In this case, I want HTML, so I'm not going to sanitize it at all. And this is an admin screen. Like, I trust the people putting it in. And then you sanitize the content on the way out as you render it, and so you encode it. Now, in this case, it's HTML, so I'm not going to encode anything. If I was going to be really, really careful here, and I wanted to make sure that only certain types of HTML could be entered into this box, then I'd have a lot more work to do, right? But I don't need to do that. That's something I'm not worried about here. There's only 3 people who have access to this form. And frankly, this is what I want to be able to do. I literally want to be able to put in any HTML here and have it show on the homepage. That's the whole feature. So security-wise, this shouldn't be a problem at all, because this isn't a form that anyone could put something into. All right. So that's that. So now I should have that. If I just refresh that, actually, we should be able to see the contents of that file. Oh, did I not save it? Did that. Okay. Update view model. That's fine. That is in there. Live show HTML. Admin view model. Did I get the right way around? Live show HTML is equal to live show HTML. Hang on. That one. Live show details.load async. So the file system live show details service does what? It's cached. The app's rebooted though. That shouldn't be a problem. JSON converts, serialized contents. Let's save on load. It just deserializes it. So this should work. Okay. I'll force a rebuild just to make sure. Okay, let me go back, hit F5. Oh, now in this case, this is interesting. I might have to. Oh, yeah, of course. Silly me. Razor is the thing that's going to be tripping me up here. Because, of course, we are helpful and we do encode everything by default. And so if I was to look at the source for this, what I'm going to find is nothing is in there. Okay. Time to debug. I have to remember how to do this stuff. All right, so let's go to here. Actually, we'll do it in the admin controller. There, okay. So the process. Loading, loading, loading. Okay, let's go back. Refresh. Too many alt tabs. There we go. So I have my live show details and everything's null. Okay, well that didn't work. File system live show details. Why did that not work? Let's jump into that and have a look. Okay, is there something in the cache? There is something in the cache. Oh, that's unfortunate. Why is it all null in the cache? Oh, probably because when the site restarted. All right, so let me add something again. Save that. All right, so now we load it. Still all null. Okay. Let's look at the saving here. Save. We'll do this. We'll do this. Breakpoint, please. Visual Studio. All right. Do it the hard way. Why can't I add a breakpoint? That is most distressing. Oh, there we go. Oh, because that's a declaration, not a statement. All right. We'll just do that. See if the basic stuff still works. Here's my model. Here's my test. Very good. So that's fine. That one should now have the test on it. It does. Okay, so that all still works. Good. Let's put that there. Let's try some non-HTML, hey? What's this got on it? Okay, good. It is valid. Good. Okay, that's fine. That's the SSL stuff. That's test. That's now test. Still test. Guess I could look at it down here, couldn't I? Where's my... There it is. All right. Don't you hate it when you accidentally... Oh, man. I'll never get this back in here now. There we go. All right. So we know it's saved because it did actually save to the file, but let's just make sure that I'm doing the caching stuff right. So it's still there. Live show details here, test, good. Serialize the object. File contents should have test. It does. We write that out. That's fine. I remove that from the cache. Okay. In the cookie. Okay. So now it's reloaded. We're in wait. We're in the load message now. It's going to show it succeeded. We're going to load it. Cache, this should be null because all right, so now we're going to wait load from file. It does exist, so we're going to read the file. The file content just contains my load. Yep, it's there. So there it is, test. I can see it right there. Should deserialize that object. Let's step out of that. Here it is. And it's not there. Well, that's weird. Did I get a property name wrong? What did I do? Okay. Does exist. File contents. Live show HTML contains the word test. I have a type called live show details. live show oh, really? Okay, that's what happens when you use control dot and don't look at what the tooling generated for you. Internal setter. All right, let's build that again. This is great. You're all getting to see me work through the most ridiculous little bugs as I build out one of the the world's simplest features. But I'm assuming this is how everyone spends their days when they're coding. So, all right, let's try that again. Actually, now it's showing in there. Awesome. Changed, hit saved. Yep, still there. What happens if I put some HTML in? Does it break horribly? Nope, this all works perfectly. All right, very good. Right, so now we need to get this showing on the home page. So let's go back and we'll do the view model for the home page, which is this one. So we'll add our live show here. Live show HTML, okay. And I will add a helper property because let's have a look at how the view is written. I don't like to put much logic about what to do in my views, so I generally just have helper properties on my view model. That's the wrong view, this one. Right, so this says, yeah, see, if it is on air, then it does the Hangout embed partial. So this is going to have to change. So let's have a look. What's a good flow for this? So my thing, not that one. Let's close a few of these files now. Don't need that one. Don't need that one. I guess I could put it all in here, couldn't I? Just pass the model through. Yeah, all right, we'll do that. And we'll change the name of this file. So the Hangout embed partial. I don't want to move it. We'll call it the live show partial. We'll go back here. Live show. Yeah. Interesting. Now I don't know whether I'm supposed to have the word partial in the end. We'll find out. And now I can put some logic in here where it belongs. If model dot live show embed URL. And again, I don't really want to put these checks in here. I'd rather have them in my model. So I'll put a helper property here. If bool, I guess I could do an enum. We'll do a bool to start with, hey. Is embedded, live show embedded. C#6 expression property, and we will turn not a string is null or empty. So basically the embed URL will take precedence over the live show HTML. Okay. That, so now we'll use that property. And we'll do all of that. Else, we will emit HTML.raw, and we'll do model.liveshow HTML. So if the live show is embedded, then we put in the embedded stuff. Otherwise, we just spit out whatever HTML was there. Awesome. All right, well, that was it. That way I don't have to change the home page because it just checks that it's on, that's the wrong one again, this one. It just checks that it's on air. That property will need to change. If it doesn't have an admin message and that is not string or empty, of course I could now change that to be and is live show embedded or not string or empty live show HTML. Nope, not that one. Live show HTML. Okay, so it'll be on air if it doesn't have a message, admin message, and we have it's either embedded or we have HTML. Okay. So let's go back to the home page, which I have open in Chrome, I think. All right, let's try that. Loading, loading, loading. Okay, so I have a standby, I have an admin message, so that's why that's taking precedence, because we just saw the logic. So if I delete admin standby message, hit save. All right, come back here, hit F5, and it totally didn't work. All right, so let's have a look what happened. Streaming live, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so what did I get wrong? If is on air, I don't have an admin message, and the live show is embedded, or it's not, is null or empty live show HTML. That's correct. Is live show embedded is not is only live show embed URL. That's correct. Okay. This one, if it's on air, then render the live show partial. Okay. So it feels like that's not working. So if we go to the home controller, could be a caching issue. Let's have a look. There it is. We'll attach again. Waiting, 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 waiting. Okay. See what's going on. All right. Okay, so I have my HTML. Good. That's good. Ah, I didn't update the home view model. That'll be what it is. Okay. Again, me going on about how I don't need AutoMapper. It does mean I have to write 4 lines of code in 4 different files every time I want to change a property. But this is the first time I've had to do it in about 6 months, so I'm not too concerned about that. Show HTML. Now it'll work. High confidence. Won't even attach the debugger. Loading. Oh, explosion! Yeah, so that's what I thought. I think I named that wrong. So if I go back and I change that one to load live show partial, that's interesting. I just looked at it wrong. There we go. There it is. There's my HTML. Outstanding. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay. And if I go and change the admin screen, we'll put something more useful in here. Of course, if I was really stretching today, I'd add like some fancy client-side editor here, but that's not going to happen. This is awesome. Save that. Of course, I hit Control S. I should actually map Control S so that that saves the admin screen. That would be pretty cool. Refresh that. Sweet. All right. So now we can stick whatever HTML we want on the front page. Now I don't want to add TidyMCE. That's a whole other dependency that I don't want to have to go through the trouble. This is perfectly fine for the 2 people who update this site, or the 3 people who update it. All right, so now I can set HTML. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Let's make sure I didn't break anything. So if I still put an embed, this should override that. All right, so that's good. You know, it makes me wonder if both are there, maybe I should render both. That way we could have HTML above the stream. That would be kind of nice, so that we could put extra messages on top of it, even when that would be actually really cool. Or maybe it should be below it. It should be below it. Okay, let's do that. So let's go back to VS and change this logic in our live show partial. And say, well, I just need to remove the else, don't I? Simple as that. Done. So now it explodes because I got a compilation error. Yep. Awesome. New features. This is great. All right, so I should be able to delete that, save that, come back, hit F5. That's gone. Excellent. I should be able to delete that, save that, come back, hit F5. It should go to that. Good. I should be able to put that in, save that, come back, do this. That works. Good. And I should be able to put this in. And that should just override. Oh, that's not right. And this should just override everything. 5. Good. Cool. All right. All the features. Oh, I should put a date in, shouldn't I? Should check I didn't break that somehow. Can't see how I would have, but you never see the bugs coming, do you? All right, let's do that. Let's delete that. Save that. That's good. Hit that. Awesome. Everything still works. That is really, really cool. All right. So, well, that was the raw feature I wanted to get. I don't really want that toggle anymore because I want the ability to be able to put this HTML in whenever I have the URL there or not. Like I just sort of want to be able to put these things in and either will work. If I was going to do a toggle at all, it would really be, are you going to do a standby message or are you going to do these? But it doesn't have to be that sophisticated. This is really, really straightforward. So, okay, this is cool. Let's get rid of that. Right, so what was the other thing? I wanted to add these links here so that I guess I should commit this, hey? Yes, and you'll get to see that I use TortoiseGit for my committing because who wants to commit from the command line, really? All right, added ability to set HTML to show on homepage. For live. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Deleted that, added that. That's all expected. Good. I'll push that up. That'll start a deployment to Azure. Live chat with Signaler Core. Yeah, not doing that today. Signaler Core is still being rewritten. So not about to add that in a hurry. All right, so that's going to kick off deployment. The staging site will have that changed live in about 4 or 5 minutes. In the meantime, let's go and add these little helper links I wanted to put here, which when you click them, will insert in the next show date for you. Now, the tricky thing about this is figuring out where to put that logic. So I could just make it completely client-side, but then I'd have to do client-side date math. And that's pretty much the worst possible thing you could ask anyone to ever do. I don't have any third-party date libraries again, so even the homepage logic, which does that fancy countdown, this thing, that's all handwritten. It's not that hard. It's just a bunch of numbers. I flow down the data from the server, embed it in the HTML, then I have some JavaScript scrape it out, and I do the date math there. But for doing, it's much easier to write that code in .NET, and the whole app is set up to work on Pacific time. Because again, the 3 people who do it work for Microsoft, so that's the easiest thing to do. So it might just be simpler to put the logic for those things, or to do the math for that on the server, and then send down those values embedded in the HTML, and then write the JavaScript to hook up the link so that when I click on them, it sort of shoves them in there. I might put them underneath here, actually. All right, I'm going to do it that way. So let's add the UI first. Let's add the UI. So let's come here, go back to my admin view, which is here. And under this one, next show date PST, underneath the here. So this is interesting because I need to do a bit of bootstrap layout here, right? Because what I've got is a row that represents the entire form field, and I have that Pacific time thing on the right hand side. So I've got 2 columns, and then I need to add another row sort of inside that. What I really need to do is put a row here. Class equals row, so I'm going to add a 3rd row. So there's going to be a row in between the text block, the text field, and the validation field. So you can see in every other one we have, actually I had to do that anyway, I think because of this thing. You can see there's a lot more markup for this field than there is for something like the the embed URL field. I don't even have to do concrete rows, because form groups become rows automatically in Bootstrap. So this is a row, and then we have the label on the left-hand side, which becomes a column. And then we create a column here, and then inside that column, I create 3 rows, and then so I can lay out things appropriately. This is just grid-based layout, okay? So underneath my text box, I'm going to have these little links. So I'll say anchor. We won't fill that in just yet, and we'll say next Tuesday at, next Tuesday at, what are we going to do? We have to do 10 a.m. So 10 PST will be the first link. The double at is escaping it in Razor. That should render as a single at. That's the, oh, actually, this would be better. What am I doing that for? Let's do next Tuesday, not a link, and then do, okay, and then this one is the other time we regularly do, which is that, okay, oh, that's not gonna work. All right, so let's see how that looks. I'm gonna have to make it smaller, obviously. Yeah, because that looks terrible. All right, so I'm not getting any padding here because of the fact that I haven't added a column here. So I have to add another div. This is the beauty of doing grid-based layout. Yes, you end up with a bit more markup because you need structure, but at least once you know these primitives, it's pretty straightforward. So this will be full width, so I'll just do that. That looks like a mistake, doesn't it? I'm going to take that out. I don't think that's meant to be there. All right, so now that I've applied the column style, Bootstrap adds the gutter for me, which was the bit that wasn't being, it was sort of hard to the left now. Now it's all lined up. But I don't like the size. It all looks too big. So I'm trying to think the right UI here. I mean, I could just leave it here. I don't like the ats anymore. They look terrible. Let's get rid of those. That looks like, okay. Don't like the PST. Kind of implied. Yeah, that's looking better. I think that needs a colon. Next Tuesday, 10 a.m., 15:45 p.m. They're probably all right. There might be a, let's have a look. Maybe a little button group in here would be nice. Where's those nice, they have the ability like to make little button strips. It's always the fun thing here is trying to figure this stuff out in Bootstrap. I think it's at the top. I think it might be under components. Button groups, there we go. This is what I want. Oh, actually, I should do an input group. That would be nice. There we go, because then I can put the 2 buttons on the right hand side there. That would be kind of fancy, wouldn't it? And I could put the Pacific time. Oh yes, this is nice. Okay. Okay, let's do this. So I basically want to do button add-ons like that with an input, with a input group next to it. Okay, this will be fun. Aha! That's the markup I'm looking for, like this. Input group, input, blah, 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 blah. Buttons, perfect. Okay. So rather than all this garbage, let's do this. And this one is going to be that one. Okay. Then my buttons, that's not a, oh, well, okay. So I'm still going to have to, what does that do? Yeah, that's not what I want. I want one of these puppies. Where are they? This thing. There we go. What's that? That is an input group add-on. Outstanding. Input group button. Let's just start hacking, see if this works. Oh, an input group add-on. That should just say, oh, that'll be at the end actually. Minute. Pacific, I want Pacific time to show up at the end. add on to time. I don't need this ID. Okay, and then I want these. Is that one button? Can I put two buttons? Is that how that works? Where's that button add-ons? If I want multiple buttons like this, button and drop-down menu, segmented buttons. No, what's the difference between a segmented button? You can have only one add-on per side. You can have multiple buttons inside a single. Oh, this will be interesting. Not seeing an example of exactly what I want, which is something like that on the end with a button next to it. So we'll see if I can't figure this out. Input group add-on. All right. So I put my buttons in here, which will be something like this. Oh, this is going to be interesting. That doesn't look right. Oh, that would be nice. Okay, that's what I need to do. Yes, yes, I like that. That would say next Tuesday, you drop that down, and that would give you the dates that you can put in. So let's have a look. No. Yep, okay, this one. Okay, where's that? Input group. That's that one. Input group button type, drop down toggle. It's all that one. Okay. Got a little bit much, but that's fine. That, hey. All right. Input group button, input group button, input group button. Okay. For that. I need that anymore. We'll see. Get rid of that. Get rid of, I don't think I need a column there anymore. Okay, let's do that. All right, row, input group. And what do we got? That's the input. They just have it next. Yep, they do. Input group, there's my input group button, button, data toggle, drop down area, blah, 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 blah. That will say next Tuesday. Caret, good, good, good. And then I'll say, what did I have? 10 a.m. 3:45 p.m. Don't need any of those. All right, let's have a look at what that looks like. Oh, it looks like a mess. Getting close. That's very close to what I want. So why I've stuffed up the row. So, you know, maybe I don't need these rows. This. And do that. There we go, getting closer. Okay, and that says right. Maybe that's the problem. Button default. Input group. Let's have a look. Column, large, blah. Input, form control. Input, form control. That's fine. Input group button. Input group button. Okay. Okay. Well, let's see if we can figure this out. Button default, button drop down toggle. Why is that happening? So that's there and that's there. Is that because of my max width? Where is that here? Nope. Okay. Oh, hang on. If I do that one and I knock out, think those things are designed to work inside the column width. This is one thing that always trips me up with Bootstrap. So they're relying on columns to do the width of the text boxes, whereas I am not, and I think that's what's tripping me up. So let's have a look. If I was to go to site.css, let's remove this stuff for the moment. And we'll remove the other one. Okay. Refresh that. Okay, so that works. Now, if I want to change the size, I need to adjust the column width. Okay, so now I go back to here. I go back to here. Yes, I see. So I need to change all of these. Something like 4, 2 to start with. See what that looks like. Ah, yeah, that's why you did it. Okay. Important when using CSS frameworks like Bootstrap, you need to work within the primitives that it gives you. If you try and sort of go outside that, then you can end up in situations where the components don't work. Now, I think the problem here is that Bootstrap itself does talk about sizing form fields. Like if I go back to the CSS page, I'm pretty sure that it talks about sizing text boxes just by setting the width, which is why I did that. It's set to width by 100, blah, blah, blah. And I think there is an example somewhere here. Control sizing. Height. Horizontal form group sizes. No. Column sizes. Wrap inputs and grip columns. Oh, to easily enforce desired width. Okay, well, I was doing it wrong. It tells you right there you're supposed to do it that way. So there you go. If you do it the way it tells you, everything works. All right, so that's cool. Now I have a nice little UI for that. Those words kind of look a little weird to me. I think maybe the colon's making it look a little wacky. Let's go back here. Where the heck is that? It's all the way over there, isn't it? All right. Ooh, now it needs a space, that's for sure. Yeah, I don't think I'm actually adding much by trying to abbreviate that. Cool. Next Tuesday at 10 or 3:45. I do still kind of want now. Let's see if I can get another input group in here though. So if I do this class equals input group add-on, I do this. Oh, it does work. Oh, that's not bad at all. Probably just want to make all these slightly bigger. 5, 5, and 5. Yes, very nice. Come in here, you can tab down there. All right, so now I need to hook up some actual logic to these things. All right, so let's write some. I need to calculate these dates on the server and then send them down so that we can hook it up. All right, so let's do that. Got my UI. UI looks good. Let's pass them down from the server. So I'm going to do my admin controller in here. Get rid of that. We'll do this, live show details, update admin view model, new admin view model. Yeah, I guess we'll do it in here. Looks like the right place to do it, doesn't it? Okay. Here, model dot next. Oh, show date edition AM equals Time.utc. Oh, no, I want my time zone. Okay. Oh, date math. Okay. So this will be in Pacific time. Next show date suggestion, PST AM. So I want to, what's the easiest way to do this? Server's running on UT, so I need to get date time now. UTC now. Actually, Pacific time. Convert time from date time, time zone, UTC to destination to PST. So if I, God, you think this would be easy, wouldn't you? I'm sure there's libraries that make this super simple. I want to get next Tuesday's date. Okay, and that's going to be everything else is a date time offset. Is that right? No, it's all date time. I think I changed it. Apparently, I did not. That's date time. That's date time. Okay. Someone's asking if the stream's pixelated. I think I can see the stream here. It seems to be okay for me. Let me just check. I'm just going to look at my feedback to make sure it looks okay for people. I'll try to anyway. YouTube's. No, not going to let me. Oh, I'm not sure. If other people are seeing the stream as pixelated, please do let me know and I will see if I can do anything to fix it. All right. So I have to get next Tuesday. And so in this case, okay, so date. I need to get now PST. Now, and I'm basically going to have to convert that. From now, from timezoneinfo.utc to PST time zone. That should give me now in PST, and then I need to somehow figure out the next Tuesday. Let's have a look. What is the easiest possible way to do that? Okay, so if it's day of week, I hate date math so much. The day of week will give me current day of the week. It's an enum. Okay. Zero based. There's probably some obvious math I can do here to kind of like roll forward to the next one. So if like I'm on Friday and I want to get to Tuesday, is this really just a big switch statement? Is that what I need to do here? It sounds completely wrong. So if today is Wednesday, I would need to add 70 days. Is that really what you have to do here? Seems like there's an easier way to do this. Yeah, this might be a case of when it's good to ask Stack Overflow for something. Add days to a date time until you get day. Yeah, I mean that's the way of doing it, right? The naive thing would just be, I guess, or naive. Maybe it's the logical thing. You just keep looping over, you know, while true, while now dot day of week. not equal to day of week dot Tuesday. Now, if it's currently Tuesday, I obviously need it to be next Tuesday. So it might be better. I need to track that. So if it's still Tuesday, I'm going to have to, well, that's easy to do, I guess, if it's already Tuesday. If now.pst, day of week is equal to Tuesday, and just return now.pst.add days 7. Okay, so that'll get me next Tuesday. Weeks, is there? Nope, add days. Okay. Otherwise, I'm going to flip through them. Yeah, I'm sure I could do some ridiculous bit math. Get next Tuesday. Thanks, John. Can you give me the answer? Now, day of week is equal to, if it's not day of Tuesday, then we'd basically just keep adding 1. I could just do this in a loop. I mean, it's stupid. Obviously, you could just do a little switch statement here or do some clever bitmap, and it would probably just do it in one operation, but I can't be bothered figuring that out. Next Tuesday equals add days, date, time, today of date weeks is, wow, okay. Let me just pinch this code. And let's see if we can break this apart. So next Tuesday is equal to date time dot today gets the current, well, let's say that one. Now PST dot get that. Is it that? What does today give it to you in? Gets the current date in what time zone? Well, we'll just do that. We add days. Actually, there's a comment that it's not great. Best answer is to keep adding, like you said. Okay, well, there you go. Thanks, John. All right, let's do that. All right, so if it's not Tuesday, we'll just keep adding days until it is. All right. So we'll do date time next Tuesday. Nope. Next Tuesday equals now.pst. If we're already that, then Tuesday equals that, else that, return next Tuesday. And in here, we're going to say, and that's already, oh no, that's going to be fine because that's going to account for that. Why my copy paste keeps stuffing up? Wrong key. All right. So if it's already Tuesday, then we know to add 7 days. Else, we need to loop through. Finding me Visual Studio. There we go. It's not, then we say next Tuesday dot add days 1. We just keep going till it is Tuesday, and then we return next Tuesday. Okay. So John's saying, doesn't today give midnight UTC? Yeah, I'm not using, so that's why one of the reasons I'm not using it. Yeah, job interview question, absolutely. All right. So, and to make it even more fun, we're using specific time zones. So I grab today's date from the server, the UTC now. I convert that to whatever it is in PST right now. I figure out if it's already Tuesday in PST, then I need to add 7 days to that. Otherwise, it's that. And if I want the reassign your date from add days, someone's saying, Mike is saying, reassign your date from add days. Reassign your date from add days. Not quite sure what that means. Next Tuesday equals get next Tuesday. This is going to be next Tuesday dot set time. How do you set the time again? We have to create a new one, don't I? Yeah, how the hell do I set? It's not really mutable, is it? Because that gives you, it's the time of day. If I do day, isn't that one? That's what I need to do. Okay. You do that. Say that dot add hours 10. Okay. And then this one. Add hours 15 dot add minutes, not milliseconds. Add minutes 5. Okay. In the while loop, they are saying I am not reassigning. Thank you. It is not mutable. Yep. All right. Otherwise, my loop would have been quite long. All right. All right, so let's add these properties. Generate a property there. Generate that property. Clean up whatever it did, like this. Don't forget to break out the loop. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. I know, I am. The condition is set such that once it becomes Tuesday, it'll exit. Okay. Is in a more reasonable location. All right. These are going to be set by, oh, that's the wrong one. Is it? No, this is the right one. What am I talking about? This is for the admin screen. Okay, so that needs to get set by the controller. Okay. So back in here. Oh, which I'm doing already. Okay, that was easy. So now I need to actually echo that out to the view. So go to the view, view, admin view, admin view, not that one, that one. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to, I'll put it here, I guess. Data suggestion equals model dot. If I was being really clever, I would actually like make this a list of suggestions and then I would loop over them for each anchor tag and blah, 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 but you know, always refactor it later. Let's just make it work first. Yeah, so I shouldn't need to break a statement in my while loop because my the while loop is written to exit once it hits the correct state. So it says while, I checked if that state already exists, and if it is, I know what the answer is, just add 7 days. Otherwise, keep going until it doesn't equal Tuesday. All right, so if it's Wednesday, it doesn't equal Tuesday, then add a day, then it'll be Thursday, it'll keep going until it circles back around to Tuesday. The while loop will exit and I will return that. That shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so that's my AM and that's PM, and I need to format this. This is where it gets super, well, I guess I just need to paste it into the box, don't I? So I just need to format it using the same format as I have right here. Look at that. So useful. Okay. Of course, I should do this in the model. Have that logic in the view or anywhere else. I should just do that down here. Okay. That doesn't look right. Okay. The same thing here. Okay. All right. So now I have a string that represents the next show date suggestion in PST for AM and next show date for PST for PM. That is obviously wrong. Okay. Right. And then I just need to write the JavaScript, I guess. So let's write some JavaScript. What did I do on the home page? I think I actually did something tricky. So that's site.js. I think I have like an embedded. I think I do a thing where it embeds the JavaScript. Where is it? Did I do that? Not that one. Where's the JavaScript? So I have that. Ah, there we go. Look at that. Inline. That's right. Here. Okay. Do I want the site? I'll put this in put this in admin. Yes. Yes. I'll have to update my gulp stuff unless it already does that. We'll find out, I guess. Okay. So let's add a new JavaScript file. Client side, JavaScript, admin. Yes. Remembering what I did when I wrote this a year ago. Ooh, copyright headers, super important. Let's grab all this boilerplate. Do that, do that, do that, do that. It's in window, all right. Some point, I should learn ES 2016 and I can use all the fancy new features, but until then, I'll just live in ignorance. All right, so what am I going to do? What did I do here? That's a bunch of stuff. I think I just do it all inline. Oh, no, I added a function. That was clever of me. And then I call it from the page. Yeah, that kind of works. Okay. Was it this one? Nope. This one? Yep, this one. So I'm going to plumb the suggestion into the anchor tags. I need to find them. And then I need to click on them. So I guess we'll just make them that. I need to find them, click up a handler. So I will find them based on what exactly? How shall I find them? I guess it's easiest just to do the easy thing. Show time suggestions. Back here, suggestions equals document dot query selector all anchor tags. Find me all the anchor tags that have a data suggestion. All right, so now I have a list of DOM elements that contain those anchor tags. Data suggestion. I need to hook up a handler to them that extracts the data suggestion, and well, basically when you click on it, it takes whatever's in data suggestion and shoves it into the text box. So the text box, so I need to find the text box too. Yeah, see, maybe that's not the right way to do this. Let's get rid of that. Let's put it in here. Call this show time. Oh. Next. Show 8. All right. That will, oh, that didn't work. Next. Show date. That will get me the idea of the text box. So next show date. Yes, Hungarian notation. You can all cringe at me right now. Should get me 1. So next got that wrong, haven't I? Next. Show date. I need to find one input tag in there. There should only be one. Input. Show. Nope. All right. Next show date. What's next? All right. So now I have the input. Now I have the suggestion, and then I need to do. Oh goodness, doing this without jQuery is fun, isn't it? Let's say for I equals sessions dot length. Go through each one and L equals suggestions I L dot add event listener. Click. I think you have to pass false from memory to that thing. God, it's been a while since I've had event listeners this way. Is that right? Use capture. I think that's false. Tell me if I'm wrong. All right. So we get the suggestion, we add the event listener. And when we click on that, we're going to go into the element. Do you get the element as the argument? Looks like you do. Or as you get the event? I think you get the, yeah, okay. So then I want to do, I want to close over it here. So I'll do that. Let target equal e dot target. I guess I don't need to do that, do I? E dot target attribute. So you can query an attribute? No. Attributes. What's the right way of doing this? Let's see if this works. It's been a long time. I didn't use jQuery. Actually, I have jQuery. Do I have jQuery? I do have jQuery. What am I doing? I could just use jQuery. Oh, making it hard for myself. Okay. Silly, silly, silly. Let's just double check that. I have jQuery on here, right? At the end of the file. I do. Look at that. Silly man. Silly, silly man. Okay. In fact, I think I already have. Come on. Don't I have some? Thought I had some script at the bottom of this file already. Oh, I do. As someone said, coming back to a project after a while and you just forget everything you'd written. Oh, this is much easier. I'll just cheat. I'll just do it all in here. All right, let's take this. Get rid of that. Not going to need admin.js. One form, one block. Too easy. All right. So let's rewrite this. Okay. So da 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 da. I don't need that. I'll do that when I have to. Okay. So this becomes that. When you click on those, use fat arrow now, can't I? Why is it doing that? Okay. Data out of it. I need the element. Like it's this, isn't it? Yeah, they give it to you as this. Okay. Okay, so I need to get that thing, next show data input. When you click, you're going to set that dot text, no, value to this dot, dot data, data session. Is that how it works? I can't remember. I think you can even get rid of that. That's it. Is that it? Seems too easy. I got an error. Where's my error? There it is. Outstanding. All right, let's see if that works. See how many JavaScript errors I end up with, which I get to debug in Edge. Outstanding. All right. Did I get any errors? No errors so far. That's good. Why is it? Oh, what is this thing? That's not helpful. Thank you. The requested element. Oh, okay, whatever. Okay, well, that failed. Good. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. All right, let's scroll down here. Next show date. Find me the anchor tags that have data suggestion. That should have worked. Okay. When they're clicked. Because this is the problem, isn't it? Let me get this. Where's the immediate window in this thing? No. No. That doesn't help me much. Oh, wrong one. Okay. How do I type in the console? No, not currently. Wait, what? Edge. How do I just type stuff? Is it not an immediate window? Where's the immediate window? I know it's here somewhere. What is this thing? Application is not currently attached to a script debug target that supports script diagnostics. Okay. How do? What's that? Okay. How? Should I just refactor this to make this a bit easier? Maybe I should. Oh boy. Okay. Let's try that. Breakpoint. Refresh the page. Scroll down. Do that. Refresh that. Okay. Okay, good. Good. Stick a breakpoint in there. Play that. Oh, good. All right, well, that's working. So that thing should have one element in it. Oh, that's my problem. Next show data input didn't find anything. Oh, data still. Typos, the bane of web developers everywhere. That one's correct. That one. Okay. Next show data input. That's not correct. That should be. All right. All right. Where did it break? Why is it paused? What's going on? All right, Edge. What are you doing to me? Edge seems to have decided that it doesn't want to play along anymore. All right. Oh, wow. Okay. That's a hard. Let's close that. Let's try that again. Let's give Edge a chance to redeem itself. Come on. No. Wait, what? Oh my goodness. Seriously, Edge? For people wondering why I'm using Edge for this, because I sign in to this app using my Azure AD credentials, my Microsoft CorpNet account, I tend to only do that. What is it? I tend to only do that. I don't think it likes typing in localhost. Let me launch. Oh, really? course, that launched it over in Chrome. This is really far too hard, isn't it? Can I just not use this tab window? Can I just... Okay. Oh my goodness. Right. Finally, back to my page. Someone's saying, oh, looks like Ben's online saying the bottom line is the... in the debugger is the bottom console input is bottom line in console. I couldn't see one before. Like this thing is down there. Does that work when the debugger's attached? Maybe that's the problem. Right, there we go. Getting better now. Where was that? So that should be... I need to do what? Do I need to change that to first? Is that the problem there? It's been so long since I've done JavaScript programming. Dot L. Of course. Why wouldn't it be that? Let's try this. Well, it didn't fail. Oh, it did fail. Syntax error? What do I do now? Oh, okay. Whoa. Oh, wait, I thought I got rid of that. No, apparently I didn't. That was clever. Okay. Okay. All right, so that gets me a jQuery collection. Am I supposed to get a single element? Is that how this works? It's so long. So that is a jQuery object. Gets you the element. That then gets you the element. I thought I had a method for setting properties. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. So if it's clever, I would just debug this and then try and hack on it. Syntax error. What? Like, what am I doing wrong? Why is it saying I have a syntax error? That is unexpected. What did I do wrong? All right. Show date input should have one thing. It does. Okay, so if I grab that, I really want to be able just to type. There we go. Okay. Work? It worked. All right, so that works. Question now is that might be wrong. It might be data dash suggestion. Nope. Okay. Correct. Okay. Has my element in it. Very good. So it should be this dot tag name. Oh. Really? What am I looking at? Should be an element. Oh, document element. Oh, goodness me. Okay. Moron. All right. Oh, good. I got to get back to how this used to work. Okay. That's what I want. All right. No. See, when I refresh and I'm in the middle of the debugger, Edge doesn't seem to like me. Let's detach. Refresh. Okay. Nope. Still not working. Still telling me I have errors. Whatever. Get rid of these. Is that the syntax error things? Is it those rogue breakpoints? No, no idea what that is. Anyway, let's go down here. When I click, wait, what? Oh, attach. Okay. All right. That's fine. The element is what? A jQuery event. Oh my God, has it really been that long since I've done this? And I can't remember how this works. Element is a jQuery event. Current target. That's what I'm supposed to do. Data is null. All right, I give up. It's been too long. I'm obviously just doing something really stupid here. Blah, blah, blah. When it's clicked, blah, blah, blah. P was clicked. How do I actually get the damn thing? Click event, please. Where is it? Where is it? Events. Event helpers. See, this is what I was doing. Maybe click's different. Oh, okay, this search is as good as it ever was. I just want the API ref. Where is the API ref? No, no, no. There it is. Why was that so hard to find? Click, 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 click. Search. No. Right. Click. Blah, blah. Click, blah. Blah. Alert, blah, blah, blah. Da, da. Examples. No, that's none of this is useful. Function to X. No. What does it take? It takes the event. So it does take the event. Okay. So event.target, I guess. Wow. My brain has completely purged this information. Okay. All right. Let's do it that way then. E.target. Let's try that. All right. Oh. Oh, what's going on now? Yeah, see, I want to like the Edge debugger, but I have no idea what this page is doing now. It's just died again. Okay, the other thing I need to do is e.prevent defaults. Turn false. Okay. Refresh. Not refreshing. This just doesn't want to refresh now. Nope. Wrong. Oh, okay. Yes. Let's get rid of that thing. That's bugging me. All right. Oh my God, it worked. Look at that. Outstanding. Marvelous. Oh, I don't like how it doesn't close the menu though. That's interesting. So that works. It's 11:22. Is that actually next Tuesday? 11:22 is next Tuesday. Wow, okay, that worked. but it's not closing the menu when you click on it. That's just a little sucky. Let's go back to the Bootstrap website. Oh, come on, Edge, work with me. Okay. Fix this, then I think we're done. How do the drop downs work? Actually, come on, Edge. I am clicking for a new tab, please. Yep, give me 2. Awesome. Okay, this one. See, that worked. No. So what's the difference? What do I do differently on the home page? I don't think I use JavaScript. I think they're just links. Yeah, they're just links. Okay. And because I'm doing prevent default, maybe? Maybe? What if I do this? Or if Bootstrap automatically makes this work. I think it doesn't. Oh, it does. But then it adds the little hash, which I don't like. Maybe I don't need the hash there. Maybe I can just remove it. Maybe Bootstrap takes care of the styling stuff for me. Where is it? Up here, up here, up here, up here. Let's get rid of these. Ah, outstanding. Perfect. Perfect. So if I tab in, I can tab, I can hit down, I can, nope. Well, that's interesting. You can't tab into drop downs. Tab, tab, enter, down, enter. No. Oh well. Yeah, prevent default killed the menu close. It was, yes, because the Bootstrap JavaScript that makes this work is obviously listening for click events on this element. So whenever it happens, it closes it. But I was preventing default, although that prevent default shouldn't stop propagation. So that's weird. They're different. Oh, I was returning false. That's what it was. Propagation, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, it's working now. All right, so I should be able to do that. Hit save. That comes back. I should be able to go back to the site. Did I have the site open still? Here. Oh, so good. Nice. All right. Little unfortunate that you can't tab into those. You can make it go down, but I can't select, which is a little surprising. I figured that, see, it works on the home page. Oh man, I mean, that's a button. It's not the same component. So if I go to here, and I go to here, and I find the example, I wonder if it works on the example. So here it is. I tab over there, I hit down. See, it works there. Ah man. Empty href, otherwise the browser doesn't. Yeah, that might be right. Might be right. So let's go back and add the href back. Otherwise, it might not be able to get focus as an input item, which is the suggestion here. Where did I put it? Come on, little computer. You can do it. All right, let's go back here. Let's go back here. Let's go back here. All right, tab, down, down. Hey, there we go. Thank you. Ollie? Don't know how to pronounce your name. Sorry, I'm butchering it. Hit enter. Lovely. Oh, so that did a form post. So maybe I should do a. That's interesting. I'm hitting enter. Hitting enter to select doesn't prevent the enter bubbling up to the form, which causes the form post, which is not what I want. I'm going to do this, go down, hit spacebar, or hit. Let's have a look. How do I make enter on this work properly? I need it to commit, and then I need it to not. I guess I just butcher it. Do I just do this? Handle and enter press here. Is that really the right way to do this? Doesn't seem like the right thing. Click on it. Oh, that's not right. Now it's navigating because it's a blank href. That's the problem. All right, so now I'm in a bit of a pickle because I need the href to make it focusable. But if it's an href, when you enter, it does a navigation. So I think I need those to be there. And then I need to, typically you would do prevent default. Yeah, let's try that. All right, tab, down, 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 enter. Perfect. There we go. I think it was because I was returning false before, which also implies stop propagation. But that's now working. Hit enter, tab, 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 perfect. Tab, tab, hit enter again. It should say, if I do save, it should save that. Oh, it's the little things, isn't it? Little extra time to make it work the way you want. Look at that. Lovely. All right. So now you can set it to next Tuesday at 10 a.m. or 3:45 p.m. It's always specific time. You can still clear it. I can put in HTML. I think we're done. Yeah. Generally, if you have to resort to setting tab index manually, then you've done something wrong. That's generally my ethos when it comes to laying out forms, is that you should really try hard to make sure that the forms are laid out correctly in document flow order, and not have to mess around with the tab order to make things work. I know, I mean, yeah, sometimes you have to break rules, but we got it to work. So it works perfectly now. So that's good. Tab, 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 hit down on the keyboard, hit down again, hit enter, it commits it. I can still tab back, it all works. Very nice. All right, that is a wrap, I think. I'm going to commit